was walking. But yeah, this is a pretty misunderstood part of my life, so I don't just tell anybody about this. It's a secret part of my project. But it's kind of like something that I've been working on, or something that I've wanted to work on ever since I was like, I don't know, 14, whatever. And I don't know, when I got to college, I kind of ran into this like fork, right? And I could either figure this out, or I could figure out the meaning of life. And I decided, I guess the more noble path, figure out the meaning of life. That's what I cared about the most, besides doing this. And I don't know if I was going to be able to figure out the meaning of life, but I knew that if I stuck my mind to it, I would be able to figure this other part out. But I decided to figure out the meaning of life, and I was actually able to figure out the meaning of life. And it took me like 3 years to figure out the meaning of life. And then once I figured out the meaning of life, right, then I focused on working on this other part of my life. So without telling you too much information about this secret part of my life, I don't know. I guess I'll just get right into it, and if something comes up that I can explain, then I'll explain it. If not, then I won't. But so here's what we're gonna do. Are you ready? Okay. So this is one of the first. It's not one of the first exercises that I did, but it's one of the most fundamental exercises that I had as I was developing this part of my project. So here's what you're gonna do. Here's what I did. Here's what I've been doing for the last 4 years on my own. I just kind of been like winging out how to go through this journey, right? So I had to come up with like my own exercises, And so there's a reason why I do this. A lot of times I go by instinct, so but then you explain it afterwards. Anyway, so here's the exercise. You ready? Ready? Here's what you're gonna do. So this is the exercise. You're gonna go up to people. It can be anybody, right? Say hey. And just make eye contact and keep looking at them. You can't react. You can't react with a haha, nothing, or sorry, or I thought you were someone else. There's a lot of things that you could do to kind of break the tension, right? You can't. They have to react first before you say anything. Just let them react first. Once they react, then you can break the tension however you want. Okay. But before that, so that's kind of the game. That's kind of the game. So I guess if that's too difficult for you, here's one of the most basic ones. Here's one of the like bottom ones. Okay. Simple, even simpler than that. Just go around, don't even say hi, but just make eye contact with people without even saying anything. The game is this. You cannot be the first one to look away. If you're the first one to look away, you lose. So have them look away first, and then you look away. At least that, okay? All right. So that one did take kind of long. I feel for you. So I was impressed that you were able to maintain it for that long. But yeah, you just, like the more you do it, the more you get like different kinds of people. I was actually expecting you to like do like 10 of those today, but we'll satisfy with that. But if you pay attention to it, like what that kind of does is it kind of like builds your emotional strength, because you can like work out. You can like work out physically, and like when I was younger, I focused more on that and like working out physically. But if you don't work out your emotional strength, it's kind of like you look buff, but you're still a wimp inside, So yeah, if you ever like think of working out, like think of it as working out. You're working out your emotional strength. So like different people will have different reactions, and people will think stuff, right? Like just when you told me that story about yourself, like it kind of reminded me of one of the things that have been going on with me. There was this lady and her daughter, Asian lady and her daughter, and I was just standing around, like, you know, kind of like doing that, you know, just being a creep, and they were kind of like looking at me. I think they felt like I was following them, or like I was staring at them or something. They started walking away, started talking about me, and I kind of noticed that they were like getting antsy, like that I was around, right? So I forgot exactly how it happened, but I like I didn't know what to do. Like so like, do I just walk away and let them think that I'm trying to kidnap them or something, or do I go up to them and explain that I'm not trying to kidnap them, you know? So I go up to them and be like, oh no, like I have nothing to do with you. But first of all, like, what will be my motivation in doing that, you know? And so I did that, and I told them, and they were just like even more creeped out, and then they just like walked away from me. So, but it was like really intense, right? Like they were like, so like I remember, now I'm remembering, like I go up to them to tap them, and she was like she was shaking that much. Yeah, so that's the kind of effect you'll have on people, right? And you'll feel that intensity too, but like I said, like you have to be able to like keep your composure throughout those situations, because people are gonna think whatever they want, you know? And you just have to learn to like just take it, accept people for with the judgments that they make.